Hello, friends. Welcome back to Soul GPS Tarot. Today we have a pick a card reading, which is the answer to your prayer. So take a look at the three groups and see which one you feel most drawn to. Group number one, we're using the Good Tarot, and we have the Curiosity Oracle card. Group number two, we're using the Tarot of Mystical Moments, and we have the Peace Oracle card. And group number three, we're using Tarot of the Divine and the Soulmate Oracle card. So if you've had a prayer that you have said in your mind, in your heart, out loud, that you've been waiting for an answer to, then this is that answer. So go to the description and you'll find the chapters, the timestamps for each of the groups, and I will meet you there. Okay, group number one, if you chose the Good Tarot and this cute little Curiosity card, then this is your reading. So I love this. Look how sweet. Is he a ferret? I think he might be a ferret. He's trying to ferret something out. He's curious about something. He's aiming for it with his little arrow. So we'll find out what that's about. And we're going to take the cards, excuse me. We're going to take the cards and allow 6 of them, per usual, to come out. And we'll pull some oracle cards as well. And we will find out what is the answer. Ooh, that looks good, to your prayer. So, to the guides, guardians, angels, ancestors, group number one's higher self. What is the answer to group number one's prayer? Three more. And okay, we'll go ahead and put these here for a moment, and I'm going to take a couple of, well, one more card from the little guide deck, because Curiosity came from there as well. What is the answer to group number one's prayer, please? Comfort. Love that. And we're going to take one spirit animal card for you, group number one. Mouse. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you were praying for cuteness, but you're getting a lot of it here. Cuteness and sweetness. Okay, group number one, let's take a look at your tarot cards. I'm going to have to do a little thing down here, I think. Let's put a mouse right there. Let's see, can you see him? I think mostly. Okay. Oh, nope, down here. Card number one. We have the Fool. That's a great one. I will explain. So much innocence so far. Strength. It's beautiful. The Seven of Water. I'll shift a little because I need to be able to put these others down. We have the Seven of Air. The Hierophant. And the King of Fire. My goodness sake. Okay, group number one. Sorry, I paused for a second because there was a loud noise outside the window. But group number one, the answer to your prayer seems to me to be essentially your angels and spirit guides saying to you, we are here and we are listening, but you need to tune in so that you can hear and feel us guiding you. So the comfort card and the strength card and the Seven of Air card, so many of these have to do with um, self-love and tuning into what your needs are and finding your strength through meeting those needs. Um, this Fool card is reminding me of advice in the Bible to come like a little child, or the little child will lead them. um, the Fool steps out on a new journey. It's the Zero card. It's at the very beginning of the journey, and it's full of hope, like a young spirit, full of hope and kind of heedless of potential danger, which is what makes it so strong. It isn't afraid, so it moves forward. That is its strength, in fact. Its innocence is its strength. Um, we'll come back to the mouse oracle card in just a minute. Excuse me, but the Seven of Water represents being spoiled for choice. And, I think it's true on the Fool's journey that she steps out and there are all the choices. And it can be difficult to figure out what direction to go. And I think that your angels and guides, your soul family, I don't know if you can hear that noise. We had a snowstorm and the plow is going back and forth. Maybe you can't. I hope you can't. But anyway, um, they're they're trying to let you know that if you can come to them with a childlike heart and listen, they will present you with all of the options and then guide you as to which ones are most in alignment with your purpose. They want you to, it sounds like they're plowing our house down. They want you to seek your own comfort in terms of um, aligning with what you really, really want, what you really want to do and be in the world. The King of Fire is really saying um, it's time to develop a daily practice of connecting with your guides, of going into meditation or prayer, of just becoming very still and listening deeply. You can just kind of canvas your senses. Ask yourself, am I getting any images? Am I hearing any words or seeing any words? Am I getting a color or a shape? Because we all have this extrasensory perception, but it is a matter of developing it. And it is how our guides and angels speak to us. So they're trying to communicate with you. They have a direction for you to go that is aligned with you. And let me take you back to the mouse card right now. This mouse card is a couple of things. I think maybe you've been playing it a bit small and doing things to keep yourself alive in the world that don't feel particularly aligned for you spiritually. And that's a human thing that we do. But they are there for you to give you the best possible chance of living the life that is most fully you. And so they want you to exercise your curiosity. They want you to break out of the routines that you've been doing. The mouse card has this connotation of small-mindedness, and I don't mean you have a small mind, but meaning like focusing on the wrong details and missing the big picture. So that seems to be a message for you here that says if you're so focused on the things that you don't necessarily want, you're not leaving any room for the things that you really do want. And they're trying to open that up for you. So they're asking you to come with the Fool energy, which is this energy of innocence and childlike wonder. Um, the Seven of Air, in other decks, that would be the Seven of Swords, and it can talk about betrayal. But in this deck, the Good Tarot, it has to do with making the decision to finally live life on your own terms. And it's interesting, the Hierophant and the King of Fire um, both talk about connecting to the spiritual dimension, connecting um, to your higher purpose. So I think, the answer to your prayer is we're always here to answer your prayers. That's what we do. It's our job to to guide you. And so you need to develop your ability to hear us, to communicate with us so that we can help you. So it's really pointing you in that direction. And some of the advice is to connect with your childlike curiosity and to seek comfort for your inner child first so that you can break out of this mouse kind of scurrying energy and open up to the Fool and the Strength energy and open up to being spoiled for choice. There's a much bigger picture out there for you. And it's like you graduate from living the daily life and dealing with stuff to coming into yourself as a full as a spirit who has a body, right? You are a soul that has a body, not a body that has a soul. And the mouse energy is like body that has a soul energy, but this whole reading is pointing you toward you are a soul who at this moment happens to have a body, if that makes sense. So Seven of Air is really about aligning with what it is that you want to do. Fool is about discovery. The Strength is about self-love, discovering curiosity, discovering all these choices, figuring out what's aligned with your soul, and continuing to get guidance by connecting with the higher realms, basically, the Hierophant and the King of Fire. It's, yeah, they really just want to be in contact with you. I mean, they are, but they want you to be able to hear them more effectively. So, group number one, let me finish your reading with a fortune cookie oracle card. Let's see. Friendship. Perfect. A friend needs your help. Your kindness and excellent counseling skills will put them back on track. Yeah, like I think that's like being said to your angels and guides and guardians, etc. You're the friend who needs some help, and their kindness and excellent counseling skills will put you back on track. I love that. I love when that message comes, and it's so perfectly cohesive. Um, Group number one, if you're still here, would you hit that like button? That would be wonderful. And tell me that you picked group number one in the comments. Just drop me a comment. Tell me, um, some of your story. I would love to know how this fits for you. So Group number one, I really hope to see you in my very next reading. And until then, take care. Bye. Hi, group number two. If you chose the Tarot of Mystical Moments and the Peace Oracle card, then this is your reading. Let's take your Peace card and we'll look into that in just a moment. Your question today, or your answer today, is an answer to your prayer. Whatever it is you've been thinking about and praying about, this reading is an answer to that. So we're going to allow 6 of the tarot cards to present themselves, and we'll use some oracle cards as well, in addition to your group leader there, the Peace card. Ooh, good. 1, 2, I'm going to go 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alrighty. Excuse me. We will put your tarot cards right there for a moment. We're going to pull another card from the little guide deck, which is where the Peace card came from. What is the answer to group number 2's prayer, please? Wisdom. Nice. Such a calm energy in this group. And then finally, we are going to take one oracle card from the Animal Spirit Guide deck. And we have the Scorpion. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. We're going to lay everything out, and then we will get your channeled message. So we begin with the Ace of Swords, the 5 of Wands, the Magician, the Moon, the 4 of Swords, and the King of Cups. Beautiful group number 2. There is so much rich symbolism here. Let me tuck the Scorpion underneath here for a minute so you can see everything. And just off the top, I'm wondering if you have any Scorpio placement, because we have 3 different kind of Scorpio moon energy things happening here. The moon, the 4 of Swords, where she's resting on the moon, and the Scorpion, which is Scorpio, whose planet is the moon. So that is interesting. We'll come back to that. And then we also have wisdom, and then the Ace of Swords, which is all about wisdom. The Peace card goes with the 4 of Swords, this moment of peace. And I love that the Magician and the King of Cups are aligned with each other. It makes a ton of sense to me. And then the 5 of Wands tells a piece of the story. So here's the story that I'm seeing. And the answer to your prayer is going to be the advice that you get from this reading. What it seems like to me, based upon the Peace card here and the 5 of Wands card here and the Moon card and the 4 of Swords, and the Scorpion, there's a lot that says, excuse me, that says that you have been healing perhaps from a relationship that didn't, it could not be, I mean, for me, it feels like it's a relationship. It could be, a job or a company, or a friend. to me, it feels like a romantic relationship. So there, take it as it resonates. It may be a different thing for you. But what I'm seeing is that there were a lot of hurt feelings with the Scorpion card here, probably on both sides, but you've been feeling hurt. You've been feeling like you have to apply a ton of mental energy with the Five of Wands here. There's a lot of back and forth and a lot of jockeying for position and trying to win. Um, it reminds me, quite frankly, of like separation or divorce type energy, when things have fallen apart and you're in conflict. the the moon is really about feeling fears coming up from the subconscious mind and allowing your mind to dwell on fears. And the wolf here howling at the moon next to her is symbolizing her, um, kind of the the part of her mind which has that wild nature. And it reminds me of the scorpion, which has these wonderful um, characteristics of being passionate, and fun, actually. Maybe not an actual scorpion, but Scorpio. Um, but um, also, that ball of fire can turn and express a ton of rage or hurt. Um, so, the where the peace and wisdom, and Four of Swords and King of Cups and Ace of Swords come in is in an explanation to you by, I think, your spirit guides, angels, that what you've been going through, as hard as it has been making you over into your real self. It's something that you needed in order to expand and kind of it's the key to your wisdom. It's the key to your wisdom, and it's now the key to your peace, so that you can embody the positive qualities of the scorpion, of the Scorpio, the passion and the fun, um, and not be stuck in the explosive rage part. Um, Not to have to keep on doing uh, frustrating battle. Um, I also find it really interesting that we go moon and moon, which I mentioned before, but especially in conjunction with the scorpion, because this moon is full of anxiety, and this moon is an invitation to rest and just to let go. See how she's letting that feather just drop? Now she's allowing the mysteries to be what they are, um, and recognizing that she's she is supported, she's being held, and there's nothing that can hurt her really in this, um, when she's in this mode. The only way she can be hurt is through her mind. That's where the moon comes in. That's where being stuck in the hurt and angry part of the scorpion and the battling kind of energy, that's where all the suffering lives. And it doesn't mean that you like do spiritual bypass and go, oh, okay, I don't need to, I shouldn't feel bad. I should, keep my vibration high and not have any bad feelings. That's just toxic. Um, Feelings are there for a reason. They're data, and they're temporary. Okay, but it's not a bad thing to feel them. Now I'm going to have you hold on just for a minute, because there is a bug on my curtain that I would really like to relocate. So I'll be right back. Okay, group number 2, I'm back. Oh my goodness. Um, I don't want insects to be living inside with me. And I know they like to come in when it's cold, but I also do not want to destroy them. And so I have this little like paper jewelry box and a piece of paper, and I just kind of do a thing where I don't hurt them, and I put them in there, and then I relocate them. So he's very happily um, in a different spot, not with me, and that makes me happy. So anyway, moving on. Um, the moon, the moon runs through this whole reading, and then what's interesting is it's showing that um, through the gaining of the wisdom that you are getting, um, as a result of the difficulty and pain that you've been going through, I mean, your soul is growing by leaps and bounds, and that's cold comfort when you're feeling terrible and you're thinking, well, I don't, I don't care. I don't want to feel this bad. Um, but I get a sense that you're not like fresh out of the hurt. I feel like you're somewhat aware that this process is happening and you are already in the healing journey. Um, so your guides are really answering your prayer by saying you are on the right path, and it is leading you first to wisdom and then to this massive strength, like the magician and the king of cups together like this. The magician can manifest anything at all. She has all 4 elements at her disposal. She knows how to bring things from idea to reality. And the king of cups is this, look, she's represented by this woman whose dress has become this huge mountain in the water. She is filled with compassion. So rather than allow a ship to crash against her cliff here, she has lifted it out of the water to save the people on board. And she has made a passageway that this ship can sail through rather than crash. She's able to withstand these waves and all these swirling birds and so forth and wind, because she is so rooted. She's so strong. And she didn't start that way, right? But because of all that she has experienced, she has come to know herself as this powerful well of love and compassion. And it started with compassion for herself. So, coming back again to the scorpion, the part of you that is still feeling angry and, you know, hard done by, um, needs attention from you, needs to feel the opposite of what it has been feeling, meaning if you can communicate with that part of yourself and ask it, communicate with it from this part of yourself and this part of yourself, and ask it, what would make it feel loved right now? Is there something that you can do for this hurt part of yourself that will help it to understand how deeply loved it is? You know, just because one person doesn't love us the way that we thought they would or we wanted them to, it really does not mean that we are not absolutely worthy of that love. It means that they have free will and they wanted to exercise it. And you deserve to have somebody in your life, if you're looking for a new romantic partner, who absolutely wants to put everything into making it wonderful with you. And the way that you get there is by beginning to take care of what you were hoping to get from that relationship for the parts of yourself that are feeling hurt. So understand that you have the Magician and the King of Cups within you. All of this whole story is your guides telling you it's all happening inside of you. The whole story is happening in you, and therefore you have the power to create a new story. And some of the steps to get there include, the peace card has to do with finding forgiveness. And it doesn't mean saying that whatever actions hurt you are okay. They're still not okay. It's saying, I choose to put this burden down. I choose not to ask my wounded self to carry this hurt every day. I choose to offer my wounded self comfort and love, to help it understand it doesn't have to live in the constant feeling of being unloved, because it's just not even true. Okay? There is abundant love available to you. And once you are able to feel it within yourself, and I'm not saying it's quick, but I'm saying that your guides are trying to communicate to you the path and the reason for what happened, and they're trying to communicate to you what your true nature is. This is your true nature. And from here, you can let go of the hurt. You can find peace and forgiveness, and you will have leveled up your wisdom as a soul. Yeah. Okay, group number 2. You really are on this healing path, and it is going to result in a life that really belongs to you. It's really yours. And from there, if you want to have a partnership with somebody, you're going to be in a position to attract a person who can meet you where you are, who can meet you in terms of being good at loving themselves and therefore good at loving you. And you'll be great at loving yourself and therefore good at loving them, if that makes sense. So group number 2, I'm going to finish your reading by, no, there he is, pulling an oracle, a fortune cookie oracle for you. Ah, love. Perfect. Love is in the air, a great time for commitment and taking relationships to the next level. So this is the relationship with yourself to begin with, a commitment to yourself, a commitment to do self-care, to rest, to offer love and kindness and healing, and whatever it is that this wounded part of yourself needs in order to feel safe again. This is love of the highest order, and it is available to you from this part of you, this representing your higher self that has a direct line to God, to the divine, to universal love. And therefore, all of that is available to you. So group number 2, if this has been interesting for you and has resonated, would you hit the like button and leave me a comment? I would be so interested to know how this fits in your story. And group number 2, I hope to see you in my very next reading. And until then, take care. Bye. Hey, group number 3, if you chose the Tarot of the Divine and the Soulmate Oracle card, then this is your reading. Look how pretty the balloon matches the back of this card. It's nice. I'm going to put your oracle card right here. We will select some more oracle cards as well. Oop, I hit the hearts and they went flying. It must mean something. Excuse me. Okay, so what we're going to do is allow 6 of these cards of the tarot cards to present themselves, and we'll lay out your tarot reading. I'll pull a couple more oracle cards and we'll get started. So we're looking for an answer, the answer to your prayer, whatever it is that you have had on your mind recently, and we're really hoping to get some guidance on. 1, that's 2. I shoved him back in. I think he was this guy. 3. Take him. 4. Sorry, I have something in my throat. That's 4, right? 5. I have terrible reflexes there. And 6. Okay. So we put your tarot cards right here, and we're going to pull another card from the little guide deck, which the Soulmate card came from. What is the answer to group number 3's prayer, please? Okay. Vision. And finally, we are going to select one card from the Spirit Animal guide deck. Eagle. Wow, look at that. How cool. Couple of raptors. Very cool. Okay. Alrighty. And we'll lay out your tarot cards. So, beginning with the Empress. Lovely. The 5 of Cups. The 5 of Wands. The Ace of Wands. The Page of Swords. And the 8 of Coins. Okay, group number 3. The answer to your prayer has to do with having a new life, a new lease on life, which is forged in fire. So I say that because we have an indication here with the eagle. The eagle card has to do with mastery over the elements of fire and air. And the eagle, when it shows up, can say, you are being, your soul is being burnished and shined, polished by forging it in fire, which means you may have gone or be going through some difficult stuff. The 5 of Cups talks about feeling sad, a sense of loss, disappointment, and not being ready to move on yet. And the 5 of Wands is an interesting one. I'm actually feeling it with the Soulmate card, which I will explain, that I feel like your spirit guides and angels are trying to communicate to you that there is a reason that you have experienced the pain that you have experienced. And it is a reason that will ultimately serve you, even though it feels bad. You're being guided by a very strong feminine guide this is Our Lady of Guadalupe. It's like a Mother Mary figure. And it's that kind of energy that you are being guided by right now. That kind of energy that is answering your prayer. She's bringing comfort after disappointment. And then she gives a promise of a brand new, exciting start, and actually launching you on a whole new path of your life, which is based in your passion and creativity. And the vision card is giving me, I think you have some extrasensory perception that you may not have developed yet, but it's in there. Um, and that is going to be your friend here. If you can practice communicating with your angels and guides. Um, Ask for answers and then just listen. Um, the soulmate thing. This is a hard pill to swallow. Okay, but whatever it is that disappointed you, to me, the soulmate card is saying that even though it feels like it happened to you, it actually happened for you. Before you ever got here into this life, the person who disappointed you um, promised to do that for you. And that sounds terrible, depending on that situation. And I understand if you think, what? Um, it takes some distance to look at it that way. But in fact, we have this Five of Wands. These brothers um, have constant conflict with each other, but it's like they're just practicing. Um, and when they are threatened by a a foe outside of their group, they are a united front, and they all come together. So what that says to me is that prior to this incarnation for you, you had a conversation with this particular soulmate, soul friend, part of your soul family. Um, and I say conversation loosely, but a communication um, about what you wanted to accomplish in this life. And one of the most effective ways to get you there was for this thing to happen and for you to experience this disappointment. It's actually going to be a catalyst for this enhanced psychic ability, it seems, and this enhanced connection to your creativity, and like a very fiery creativity, which rejuvenates you and gives you this new sense for adventure and a real sense of hope and excitement. It's a very different energy. So you're moving. You finally do decide to move on with the help of your guides and this loving, caring guidance that you are getting. This guide really wants you to know that you are being held. You are being held, and she has this deep, deep compassion for your pain, but she's going to support you through it until you are ready to to catch this flame and move forward. You become the eagle. Out of this painful situation, you master the elements of fire and air, and you become this powerful eagle and this powerful, I think, gosh, I'm going to forget. That it's getting away from me. Ugh, sorry. I'm sure you know what it is, but it just went away from me. Um, this this powerful seer, and you're just moving into this new path, which ultimately brings you to this Eight of Coins, where you are meaningfully employed in your work, perfecting your craft. So you're on a whole new path. And had this soul connection, soul friend, soulmate not instigated this blow up, this fight, or whatever it was, you would have stayed small. You would not have risen up into your full glory, into becoming the eagle, into becoming hawk. Thank you. Oh my gosh, it took forever. Into becoming the hawk. But that's where you're headed. You're a very powerful spirit. And yes, like everyone, you have this young, vulnerable part inside of you that feels hurt. But you also have this loving maternal energy which is pouring into you. If you're able to just sit quietly and listen, you're going to feel this influx of love and care and nurturing that's meant to infuse you with strength and begin to bring you inspiration on your path. Ultimately, moving into this period of adventure and work that is aligned with your soul's deepest desire for this lifetime. Very interesting. There were some similar themes. I think group number 2 had somewhat of a similar theme, so that could be interesting for you to check out group number 3. To finish your reading, we're going to, per usual, pull a fortune cookie oracle card. Oh, yeah, this little guy. Love life. Yeah. Affairs of the heart could cause future problems, but take heart as difficult situations will be resolved by a good decision this week. Huh? How about that? Yeah. So uh, I think for most of you, this has to do with your love life, and you've been going through a rough time. Um, but one good decision was watching this reading, and another good decision is going to be to really tap into your spiritual guidance, and begin to feel how very deeply loved you are and how much help you're going to have on the path to healing and realigning with your soul's mission here on earth. Group number 3, if you're still here, would you hit the like button? That would be amazing. And if you feel inclined to share your story at all in the comments, that would be just wonderful. I would love to hear from you. So, group number 3, I hope to see you in my very next reading. And until then, take care. Bye.